All over the world at WNST.net. We never stop talking Baltimore sports.
Because I wanted to see how the game was being played. I had my Skype open. I was Skyping my wife. And I also learned you be careful when you tell people you're Skyping your wife. They don't know what that is. You get all sorts of strange looks. So I'm Skyping with my wife, and I have my Word document open, critiquing and making notes on the game I had just done. And what amazed me was not that at 55 years old, I'm doing all these things online in an open airport. But people are passing by. It was a huge rotunda area in the San Francisco airport. And I've got all this stuff on my computer. And it was kind of out in an open area outside of an open bar. People are walking by. And what amazed me was not that I was doing that, but people were totally ignoring that I was doing that. You know, I would think my generation would say, if you're doing that, you're like the bearded lady at the circus. People are going, God, but no, sure, that's no big stuff. That's what the world we're in. And for me, being aligned with WNST.net is about creating just what you're talking about here. We're gonna be a mall, and we've got an anchor. The anchor obviously is the Baltimore Ravens. It is the Baltimore Orioles. It is the Maryland Terrapins. But what's gonna drive that mall is the boutiques around it. And we're gonna have the bloggers and the interactive people, whether it's field hockey, lacrosse, cross country, golf, fishing, all the things that the people in and around the Chesapeake, in and around Baltimore are interested in. And we can drive certain personalities to the site and service them that way. And some of the things that are maybe too small time for the big guys, we'll be happy to have. Because collectively, it will be more than big enough to sustain us and to go forward. So don't underestimate the ability of those small accounts, so to speak. I learned in coaching a long time ago, take care of the little things, big things will take care of themselves. Now, I'm going to leave you with, as a coach, I got to leave you right with, got to motivate you, and I got to challenge you. I'm going to do that right now. Very real world. Because of my being in this profession as long as I have, 20 years in the NFL, 9 years as a head coach, currently writing a book with Michael McCambridge, who wrote America's Game. And the great thing is, it's accessing me to a number of conversations. I'm talking about George Bodenheimer, ESPN/ABC, on the other side, my boss, David Hill at Fox, Roger Goodell, Eric Rubin, who's kind of the CFO of the NFL, a number of owners around the league, talking about the future of the National Football League. And I will tell you this, it's a motivation and it's a challenge. They understand, to a man, completely, this is where we're going. There's no question about it. And I will tell you in a complimentary way, I don't mean in a derogatory way, they know this is where we're going, they know this is where it's going to be, and not a one of them has a clue of how we're going to get there. Not the league, not those gentlemen. They can't get their hands around it. Just listening to the panel today, a lot of different discussions. That very first panel, how do we quantify it? Nobody has a clue. At some point we will. At some point we will. And this is where it's going to be. National Football League, what's the number one thing right now? Increased revenues. How are we going to get increased revenues? They've got the way to increase the revenues. And it's sitting here on the back burner for the National Football League. Sounds like the NBA to a degree. We're about to maybe go into a strike here in 2011 in the NFL. Why? Because the owners need more money. Players, give us some of it back. TV people, they got to be squeezed some more blood out of that turnip someplace, right? We need the more revenues. There is a revenue stream here that they don't understand it, don't know it, and don't realize the potential for it. When they figure it out, and the people in this room are the ones that can show them, then we're all going to make a whole bunch of money. Because this is where it's headed. You know that. The key for you, it should be exciting to you, because now you got to be sitting there going, this is the new thing. Many times you come out of college or you're trying to look for a career and it's got everything's been invented, everything's been done. You're in the right avenue. The challenge is, how do you capture it, and then how do you communicate it to the powers that be? Because if you can grab their attention, they will listen, and you'll be given the keys to the kingdom. Folks, thank you very much.
All over the world at WNST.net. We never stop talking Baltimore sports.